going on over here? What's going on? I want to know what's going on around here. I wouldn't do that, senor, if I were you. There, I think he's about to do something like make a video, and you're not supposed to be over here. And you shouldn't step on that sticker down there. That's a pass. It will protect you from bears. I am a bear. You don't have to be a dick about it. I am a dick. That's my name, Dick. You don't like it? No, he's bueno to me. I don't care. Good. Now I'm gonna eat this. I think it's pretty good. Don't get eaten by a bear who eats bear stickers. Hello and welcome to my channel. I had a mess going on around in here. I had this all set up. I was wondering about, I've been thinking about fullers for a while. So you think about the weirdest things, you know. The purpose of them, why they're there and everything. And I thought, you know what? I'll just ask AI, you know. A lot of times if you ask a question from Google or something like that, it just whips up to an AI program and gives you an answer. And so here's what AI says. A fuller is a groove or channel in a knife. This is from, Wikipedia and all this stuff. It gathers all the different information, correlates it for you. A groove or channel in a knife or a blade that reduces weight while maintaining strength. Fullers are often used in swords, knives, and bayonets. The advantage of a fuller is weight reduction. Sorry, I'm trying to get this focused so that you can read it and I can read it. Let me turn this light off here. Yes, the advantage is weight reduction. Fullers can reduce the weight of a blade by up to 35%. This can make the blade lighter, I'm trying to get it, and easier to handle, improve balance. The center of gravity of a knife can be adjusted by placing a fuller in a strategic location. This can improve the knife's handling. If this looks weird to you, this is the way my vision normally does, you know, the blurry part, not the focused one. Smoother cuts. Fullers reduce the blade's contact area, which can make cuts smoother. Aesthetic appeal. The distinctive look of a fuller can add to the craftsmanship of a knife. Strength optimization. The shape of fuller, similar to an I-beam, can optimize the strength and stiffness of a blade. Fullers are sometimes called blood grooves, but this is a misconception. The fuller's purpose is not to channel blood. Then if you go to Wikipedia, you know, this is going to take a while because this is an old 4G, phone. And then this is Wikipedia's thing. Now you got to remember, consider the source, but still, you can gain useful information from any place if it's true and useful information. A fuller is a rounded bevel or longitudinal groovy slot along the flat side of a blade, another sword, knife, or bayonet, that serves to both lighten and stiffen the blade when considering its reduced weight. Cutting or grinding a fuller into an existing blade will decrease its absolute stiffness due to the removal of material, but much of the strength remains due to the geometry of its shape. When a groove is formed into the blade, it achieves a similar reduction in weight with a relatively small reduction in strength without wasting material produced by grinding. When impressed during forging, it may be using a blacksmith tool that is also called a fuller in the form of a spring swage. When combined with optimal distal tapers, heat treatment, and blade tempering, a fuller blade can be 20 to 35% lighter than a non-fullered blade. The ridges and grooves created by the fuller are comparable to an I-beam's flanges. And the web, this shape aims to optimize the strength and stiffness for a given quality of material, particularly in the cutting direction. Citation needed. A fuller is often used to widen a blade during smithing or forging. Fullers are sometimes inaccurately called blood grooves or blood gutters. Channeling blood is not the purpose of a fuller. All right, so all I would have to say on that last part about blood grooves and everything is, even though that is not the purpose of it, in some cases that can kind of act in a way to prevent a blade sticking in something soft, like cheese. You know, they have those little slats. I know chefs know what it's called, santokus or whatever. The little. That's when you're cutting cheese, instead of having a solid mass of cheese contacting the blade, you have gaps, and it's easier to pull it out, the whole blade out, without the cheese sticking to it. All right. Similar concept may apply in bayonets in some way, but that was not the purpose of a fuller. Now, I, in particular, like when a fuller does dual purpose. You know, or in this case, multiple purpose. Because like they said, sometimes it's to affect the balance of the blade. You're removing some material, so you're making it lighter, but you're not necessarily making it weaker. Especially, I think, if you swedge it, because that material has to go somewhere, and it kind of densifies it. I know this is not, you know, I'm not a metallurgist. I did work in a job for quite a while, bending metals, stainless steel, aluminum, sometimes copper, either mechanically or with the help of machines. You know, a human with enough leverage, you can bend quite a, you know, it's amazing what you can bend if you get enough leverage with it. But I think that way is like the ideal way. I was gonna say that I thought that grinding, now, you know, was not the ideal way, but it still achieves a lot of it just because of its shape, you know. And a lot of times before I even asked AI or anything, I was thinking about I-beams being used in buildings and stuff like that, and also on railroad tracks. You would think, well, you know, why wouldn't they use the whole piece of metal? Wouldn't it be stronger than if you just cut part of it out? Well, if you know, if you're compressing it and molding and moving and everything, you can get all that strength and still save weight instead of, you know, I think in many cases, the way railroad tracks did it, it's stronger. It's not like just save weight and maintain strength. I think it's stronger, but I may be wrong about that. Anyway, sometimes, you know, like this, is that a nail nick or is that a fuller? I think it's a fuller that acts like a nail nick, but it could be that it was just designed as a nail nick and it just happens to look like a fuller. Either way, you know, same thing like this. Is that a fuller? Well, technically that's a fuller, you know, even though it doesn't do anything as far as like assisting for removing, opening a blade or anything. You can still put your whole thumb in there, your whole finger in there. It gives you a pinch, a little pinch there on both sides. To me, it's got to be on both sides to be a fuller. You know, if it just did this on one side, then yeah, that's a nail nick. That's just a nail nick, you know, because nail nicks are only on one side, you know, because you only got nails on one side. You only got two nails, I guess. It'd be hard. It's an awkward way of doing it. Dual nail nick. Well, see, the good thing about that would be a nail nick would be for a left or right hand person, you know. But anyway, you know, I like, just like this one. I like this one. It looks good. I don't know about balance, whether it does anything about balance, but it's a good area. Again, this is my objection with thumb studs. They're sticking out. I've had this thing wave on me before. Halfway to the floor, I pull it out of my pocket because it's got such a good grippage here. I was twisting it, and when I twisted it, this thing came out like that. It almost, you know, if I wanted to, I could have just kept doing it and have it fully deploy. That's fine when you want to do that, but when you're not expecting it, you're expecting to pull out a knife that has no sharp edges, you know, that can be a problem. If you just had a fuller, you could still open this, and it wouldn't snag. Now they're pretty good about it. It's not sticking out too much, you know. It's just barely sticking out. But sometimes that can happen, you know. I mean, I can flick it, you know, just using the fuller. Also, all your pressure goes down here, so it's gonna dig into your finger every time you do it. Nah, it may not be much and everything else. You go, he's a wimp. Here's that where somebody would come in. I got to be a dick. Yeah, you're a wimp. If that push on you and it hurts your hand. Well, why do it? Don't be a dick about everything. Why do it, huh? Why subject yourself to more pain? And why think about just because you can do it? Why don't you think about other people? People with arthritis, people that have, issues with stuff like that. Prosthetics or something that maybe, don't engage as well. Think about that. Somebody's arm was bit off, by a badger or a bear or something. Look. He's going to need a fuller. He's going to need all the help he can getting that blade open from then on if he survives. I don't think he survived. All right, but anyways, yeah, that's just my thoughts on fullers. I like them. I think a true fuller would be kind of like this. It has that like taper to it. It looks like it was swedged. I don't know if it was. Probably just ground. But you have that nice wide area to pull the blade open with. And then this doesn't get in the way. It's not a hole. Stuff won't go all the way through or anything like that. The material's still there. You can't strike a match off it, but when? Really? Come on. I understand for traditional knives why you would want to do that. Just to keep it traditional and looking like that. Back when people had strike anywhere matches, but try and get those. They're rarer than hen's teeth or hen's eggs. Yeah, so yeah, that's just my thoughts on fullers. I like them. I like them on knives. I think it adds to the look to it. I've heard them called blood grooves, but I didn't believe it when I heard it as a kid. I don't believe it as an adult. And it's like, come on. You'd have to hit an artery for that to be, super serious about that, and really. Anyways, yeah, it's just silly, but it's just part of the mystique of knives, whether you like it or not, somebody's going to ask you if you're any kind of a knife expert or something. If you talk about knives more, or you're watching this, you're probably a knife expert in your family, and if anybody asks you, "Oh, what do you think about blood grooves?" Automatically your thought might be, like educate them, that it's not really a blood groove. Well, it all depends on how you do that. If you do that all right and not come across condescending and everything, it might be all right, but it's all how you present your information. If you're being a dick about it, hey, somebody call me? Somebody call me? No. Well, don't say my name. Well, your name is, synonymous with a lot of actions, too. Oh, jeez, man, go. I tell you what, man, go over there, over at Habibi's. I think he's selling or giving away tacos. It's a Honey Badger Appreciation Week, and I think that he's, giving those out. And, yeah, you might want to go there. Free food! Yeah, so there you go. Sorry to get a little wacky there, but I haven't been able to do humor in a while, and I thought that we might inject a little bit in there. For those of you that don't like humor, I feel sorry for you. I really do. You need to get a little more humor in your life. Lighten up. Lighten up, as they say. See, be happy. What happened to your feathers, Peppy? Oh, I got them molded. I did something wrong. All right, well, yeah, don't get demoted. Have fun. Enjoy life while you can. Because, it can go like that. So, you wouldn't want to go being bitter about some troll on the internet that pissed you off. That'd be the last thing you remember is like, I finally got back at that troll. Troll doesn't care. It's a bot. It doesn't care. It has no feelings. I have no feelings. I am a bot. Bots don't care. Bots care even less than honey badgers. Oh, where is he? Good. See, I got away with it. He didn't come back running, so he must be eating tacos. Thank you for watching, and have a nice day.